Hello everyone! Welcome back to
Cupid Parasite.
Cupid Parasite. We're going to be continuing down Gill's route. If I can figure out how to get there. Alright, load.
ロードするのか。ああ、構わない。どの瞬間でも私は SS
I
だから。
haven't read this in over a week, so I've been deprived, but I've been filling in my time with other things. So Gill has not responded to her text about going out on a date. What is wrong with you? One meter till love. The next day, Gill responded to my message like that night. Says, I'm sorry it took me so long to respond. You told me I should be more thoughtful when sending text, so I have rewritten this more times than I can count. But I guess I wasted time in the process. Did I make you worry? If so, I'm sorry. Although I can't say I hate the idea of you worrying about me. What I mean is and it doesn't continue from there. Dang it. Gil, once again, this is way too long. He still doesn't get the point. He still isn't considering the recipient or my advice. Hey, I mean, some girls don't care if you gotta read a wall of text. The advisor in me wants to make his message bleed red, but instead I just sat on the sofa and continued to read it. To make a long message short, Gil essentially is trying to say, how about grabbing dinner together tomorrow night? Why didn't he just write that? Because he's like me. Actually, he is kind of like a girl when it comes to this. It's like, I'm sorry, I must explain my entire thought process as to why I made you wait so long. I considered critiquing him when we meet. Either way, I'm off early tomorrow, so I replied that anytime after 6 was good. Thanks for getting back to me. I might have to meet with a coworker after work, so why don't we meet in front of your place tomorrow night around 7? I'll find somewhere good to eat in the area. Is this to him or from him? I think it's from him. He responded immediately, and I answered with a casual okay. He then replied again, saying, I can't wait to see you. Gil, you sound like an old-fashioned man. Why did he sound old-fashioned? He's looking forward to it. How dare you complain? Gil would be coming to pick me up. We're even meeting in front of my place. So yes, it's his response to her. I think Gil actually lives on 6th Avenue now. It's nice that I can go home right afterwards. He could have just asked to meet near 6th Avenue and Cupid Corp. That would have been better for him. So Gil is willing to come to my corner of the city out of consideration for me. Then again, Gil has been like this since I've known him. I know, why are you complaining? I remember Gil back in university and felt that pang in my heart. Back then, Gil taught me everything. I relied on him so much. I only realized that once Gil graduated and we were no longer roommates. After that, Clarice and I were so busy finding jobs that it appeared like Gil just left. We quickly fell out of touch. In the end, I was never able to thank him for everything he did for me while we were in school. Now that we reunited, I really should take the chance to thank him. Maybe I should take a page out of Clarice's book and buy him a gift. Oh. I can't pick up something small tomorrow. I should get something soon. I pondered that while getting ready for bed.
Mira-san, 面談室行って。あの会員様待たせてるから。
Understood. The next day, I was busy juggling Cupid Corporation members. On weekends and holidays, things become exceptionally hectic. Okay, so the next one is in meeting room 2. After that, I need to reach out to that particular member, then I focus on today's schedule while checking off tasks on my to-do list. It's great that Cupid Corp is so busy these days. For me, more customers mean more matchmaking, which is my heart's desire. Even with the Parasite 5 quitting the service, the effects at Parasite House are still bringing in new members. A lot of them mention feeling anxiety after watching the show. Anxiety. Others say that they're not even interested in the Parasite 5. what gave you anxiety? The weird man challenge that happened after cooking. Thank goodness. I guess Cupid Corp can't thank Parasite House for bringing in lots of new members to find love. Thanks to the program, the producer was quite happy. He even said that he wanted to make a sequel series. But that can't happen if there's no Parasite 5. Still, I'm sure there's some way to make a new program. I know, they did like a one-shot in Shelby's Route or something like that. So, I'm sure it'll happen. Regardless, it's my duty to guide today's members down the aisle to their dreams of marriage. The busier I become, the more motivated I get. I felt invincible as I headed into the meeting rooms. Yet, my schedule didn't even let up when my shift was almost over. No, you can't be late. You have to go.
それでその項目のところには LCI 社の車を持っている人限定でって書いてほしくって、あと年収は
Oh my goodness. You people that only marry for money. The tasks won't end. This customer has a lot of finicky demands in regards to her partner. We've been at it for over 2 hours. Yes, miss, I understand. Thankfully, Cupid's system can seek out someone who owns an LCI brand car.
あーでも LCI 社の中でも特に高級なやつがいいわ。あとそうね、
Oh my
9番
goodness.
街に家を持っていると嬉しいわ。
And he has to live on a certain street. Yes, understood, miss. Ah, so demanding. She's only interested if he's a high class and rich. When I have these kinds of customers, I simply listen to their demands and gradually rein them in. While listening to this member's desires, I glanced at the clock. My shift ended a long time ago. It's already 6:30. Oh no! What time is he supposed to pick you up? 7? Oh no, I should send a message to Gil that I'm going to be late. Considering how long it'll take me on the subway, I need to leave now to get to Gil on time for tonight. Yes, at least send him a message. Come on. But I can't just drop things and go now. Anxiety bubbled up inside of me, and I maintained a professional smile and manner.
それでね、次は私のプロフィールに書いてほしい内容なんだけど。
Yeah, so I see that you've already filled out with your information. We can go on ahead and get that into our system.
そうなんだけど、今から書き直していい？あんまりそれ気に入ってないのよ。
I would have been like, yeah, come in tomorrow at 8 a.m. Okay, let me bring in a new profile application. Please wait. You're so nice. I would be like, no, my shift's over. You're coming back tomorrow. Oh my goodness. At this rate, it'll take at least another hour. No, you're way too nice. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, We're in after hours now. Go to sleep. I leave the meeting room and take out my smartphone out of the bag. At least you get time to text tonight. I plan on apologizing to Gil, then telling him that because my shift is running long, I want to reschedule to another day. Wait, no way. My battery's dead? Of course it is. Oh my goodness, dang it. Of course it is. Poor Gil. Oh my goodness. I tap my smartphone screen, but no matter what, it remains pitch black. This is bad. This is really bad. I thought it was at 60%. How did this happen? I need a charger. Oh my goodness. That poor man. I look around, but everyone was in the meeting rooms. There's no one to be found. Normally, I don't carry a charger on me. If I wanted to charge my phone, I needed to get to systems development and clearance. I can't keep a customer waiting though. Oh, I'm so sorry, Gil. How dare you? If things go my way, Clarice will leave right on time. She might come across Gil and be able to explain things. Maybe that would help them grow a bit closer too. I broke out into a cold sweat as I anxiously shoved my phone back into my bag. Quickly, I took the sheet back to the meeting room. No, that customer would be going home right now. And then, as expected, our meeting took more than an hour. In the end, I managed to leave the office at 8 p.m., a full hour past my and Gil's meeting time. Hopefully he's still... You know, that'd be really sad if he's still waiting for you. Aww, I'm so sorry. I looked at the time and sighed. I sent multiple messages upon my arrival, but I didn't even get left on read. I tried calling her, but I just got a standard message saying that the callee was unavailable. I don't think I got blocked. No, you didn't.
俺また振られちゃったかな。
No, There's no way she would say yes and then just stand you up. Like, come on. I gazed up at the night sky as I walked out into the main street. The moon was shining brightly above. History seems to be repeating itself. Just like then, I looked up at the sky right after I confessed my feelings by letter to her.
でも今回はちゃんとメッセージで約束したし、そんなわけない。あの子はそんな形で人を傷つけるタイプじゃないから。
I know, right? Go to her work. But why didn't she come? I started to worry that she got caught in an accident of sorts. I take my phone out and check to see if there was a subway accident or if something happened at Cupid Corp HQ. I find a subway delay of a few minutes, but nothing about any kind of accident.
もしかして待ち合わせの55分前に着いたってメッセージを送ったから怒ってるのかな。
During our practice date, I sent a message saying that I had arrived an hour early. She got mad at me and I did something similar this time. It might not have been good enough for her. She's a much more proper person than I could ever be right now. Back then, she was an innocent baby bird that I protected. Now she surpassed me and is mature enough to scold me.
立ち止まっているのは俺だけか。
After meeting her, she continued to move forward and change, but I'm still the same person. I'm still standing in the same place. Maybe I've taken a step backwards. Ever since I left my parents' home, I've just been running away from reality. I lost myself in taking care of her and didn't take care of me. I thought I was doing the right thing by protecting her, but really I just wanted something to make me feel special. Because she was so inexperienced and naive, I felt like an adult, at least while we lived together. That's why I get so worried in situations like this. I couldn't help but send all those messages.
でもそれだけじゃない。
I dragged my hand through my bangs and looked at my feet. Protecting her did save me, but that's not all. Initially, I looked after her as a guardian, but then I started to see her as a woman that tore me apart. I like her sweet, innocent smile. I like how she is open with her feelings. I like how she is unbiased and determined. I like how she liked my family name despite how much I hated it. I know my feelings aren't logical, but I don't care. I just love her. It's not because I want to protect her. It's not just an excuse. I honestly, purely just love her.
リネット、好きなんだ。だからお願い、俺の気持ちを伝えさせて。
She showed up! Yay! Gil, I'm so sorry. As if she heard my desperate plea, her voice echoed around me. I gasped and looked up to see her standing there. Yay! He didn't leave. I saw that Gil was standing at our meeting spot. I ran over. In the end, I couldn't find a charger. I figured it would be better to take the subway here directly than try to find one. It takes less than 10 minutes to get to my place from 2nd Avenue Station. After getting off, I ran as fast as I could. And still, despite my lateness, Gil waited for me. He's so sweet. He was about to leave, though. I'm so sorry, Gil. I call out to him, and Gil jerks with a gasp. He looks towards me. His eyes find me, and they shift, and suddenly... Oh, I'm so scared. Huh? Before I realized what happened, Gil was embracing me. He wrapped his arms around me like a vice, as if to tell me he was planning to hold on and never let me go.
よかった。もう来てくれないかと。
I'm sorry, work got hectic, and when I tried to contact you, I found out that my phone was dead. I'm sorry for making you wait so long, Gil.
いいんだ。君は来てくれたから。
Gil's body was cold from the chilly night wind, but for some reason I felt a pleasant heat radiating from him. I realized that it was because of his intense, assuring embrace. It was the first time I'd been hugged like this. Back in Celestia, this never happened. Truth be told, it hadn't happened since I came to the human realm either. Human warmth can be this comforting even through clothes chilled by the night wind. No, this isn't the first time. Quickly, I sipped through my memories. I've experienced this delightful heat once before. Yes, back then. Back on our prom night, Gil embraced me just like this too. Aw, did he ask you to prom? Flashback time. I'm okay with this flashback. That's where it was going to end. No, it's only been 17 minutes. Memories from prom night. Prom? What's prom? I was listening to Clarice and her friends talk in our university classroom. I was confused by this term called prom.
あら、プロも知らないの？大学でやるダンスパーティーみたいなものよ。ハイスクールの時にやらなかった？
You know, come to think of it, I didn't even know college had proms. Ah, no. Back then I was absent often. This is my first prom absent often. like never went.
初めて？じゃあ気合い入れていかないとね。ただのダンスパーティーなんて思っちゃダメよ。ここで成立するカップルは多いんだから。
Oh wow, really?
ええ、そもそも男女のペアじゃないと参加できないイベントなんだもの。だからみんな好きな人を誘っていくの。それでプロムの後に告白するのよ。プロムポーズなんて言葉もあるのよ。
Promposal. A promposal, wow. It's something I have to experience as Cupid. My eyes must have been shining because Clara started laughing.
なに？もしかして誰か一緒に行きたい男子とかいるの？
え、本当？好きな人とかいるの？
Huh? What? No, I don't have a crush. I'll bet you all do, right? I want to support you.
また出た。お得意のキューピッド癖。もっと自分の恋に目覚めたらいいのに。
She's like, I can't playing Cupid, but I'm actually the real deal Cupid. I wonder how Clarice would react if I told her that. Of course, if my secret got out, the Lord Jupiter would be really mad, so I'll keep it to myself for now.
でもだからプロムって面倒なのよね。誘われて OK 出したらもうそこで OK って思われちゃいそうだし。
Oh, so a promposal is not like a proposal. They said afterwards you get a promposal. I thought that was like if they go on prom with you, like half the guys ask you to marry him or something. Yes, have you decided on who to go with?
ええ。告られたくないって男見つけたから一緒に行くことが決まったわ。お互い誰にも告られないように対策でってとこね。
That's funny. She's like, I'm gonna go with this guy so no one else asks me.
さすがモテる女は違うわ。でも相変わらず特定の誰かは作らないのね。
私はみんなのクラリスだもん。
Goodness, as Cupid, I really hope Clarice finds a nice relationship. I know she is like Alan. Look at that face. Then again, I know she likes to live how she wants. I try to hold back my Cupid instincts. Love looks different for each and every person. I'll just support Clarice when the time is right. I'd highly recommend Gil to her, though. I've seen Gil blush profusely every time he looks at Clarice during breakfast. I know Clarice causes these dreams for him, but I don't know if I mean, maybe looks like he's blushing at Clarice because he can't make eye contact with you. That makes sense. I'm gonna go with that. It looks like he's blushing at Clarice because he can't actually look you in the eyes. Whenever I mention it, Guz always makes up an excuse and looks away from me. He can't make eye contact. I'm sure he only has eyes for Clarice. That's why I tried to eat breakfast as quickly as possible to give them some alone time.
ああ、私はどうしよっかな。余り者同士は嫌だけど、今特に気になってる人いないしな。
Well, then they wouldn't be leftovers if you don't have anyone in mind, right?
ラブクラフト先輩とか憧れるけど、結構モテるし、今さら無理だよね。
Huh? Lovecraft. It's a rare family name, so only one person comes to mind.
あ、そういえばギルって結構モテるんだってね。本人は全部断ってるみたいだけど。
You know, I wouldn't expect Gil to be popular, a popular guy. The nerdy people, or I mean, I guess he's nerdy. The only thing he's really nerdy about is cars, but I don't know. It just seems like those types of guys are usually not popular. Oh, so it's Gil. I didn't know he was so well liked. It's the first time I've heard Claire say that Gil was popular. He's never mentioned that even once. It probably doesn't matter to him, seeing as he only has eyes for Claire's. The prom, huh? Out of all the events at the university, prom feels the most special. Everyone gets into it. I wonder how many couples will be created from this event. Oh, I just can't wait. I look around to see if I can create new matches from the students around me. Then I notice a gaze from someone near the edges of the classroom. It's Gil. Oh, what's up, Gil? For some reason, as soon as he notices me, he backed away. Hmm?
あ、いや、今時間平気？
He wants to ask you out. Right now? Sure.
じゃあちょっと中庭に行かない？二人で話したいことがあるんだ。
I nodded and said goodbye to Clarice and her friends, then I went to the courtyard with Gil. They sit side by side on the bench. Gil was still a bit standoffish. He hadn't said anything. Gil, is everything okay?
あ、うん、そうだよな。ごめん、なんて言おうか悩んでて。
Could he be having money problems? Maybe he can't pay the rent. We're sharing our place between 3 people, so when someone can't pay in full, there's always someone there to help out. Sometimes Clarice would overspend, so Gil and I would pick up the slack, but Gil has never been short on rent. Maybe he's embarrassed to admit it. While thinking that, he suddenly turns towards me.
あのさ、プロムってもう一緒に行く相手決まった？
A prom date? No, not yet.
じゃあさ、俺と一緒に行かない？
Just blurt it out. Huh? Me with you?
うん、ダメかな。
I sense Gil's anxiety and see the tentative hope in his eyes. That's why. Okay, so the question, the answer is directly ask about Clarice. So we're going to indirectly ask about Clarice. Gil, I'm curious, but have you had a crush on someone?
え？
Gil's eyes go wide as he looks at me. He started fidgeting and then flashed a smile.
そっか、君も期待してくれてるんだ。俺頑張るから。
Do your best in what? Sure, good luck.
じゃあ当日一緒に行くってことでいいんだよな。
Wait a minute, did he just say he'll do his best? Maybe he heard that Clarice is going with someone else, so he changed his tactics. Is he going to just hit on her at the event? Okay, that's probably where it picks up, so... Okay, now we're going to think about Clarice and remain quiet. What should I do? Clarice crossed my mind and I went quiet. I want to support Clarice so she and Gil can go to the prom together. Then again, Clarice says she already found someone.
ダメかな。
He looks at me as if he's about to break down crying. Oh, alright, Gil must have heard that Clarice found someone. Maybe that's why he looks so heartbroken. That's probably why he's asking me out. I suddenly felt sorry for Gil and quickly responded. If you don't mind taking me, then I'd love to. Okay. That might... And now we're going to directly ask about Clarice. I don't mind, but don't you want to go with Clarice?
え？クラリス？
It's like, where'd that come from?
いや、でもほら、彼女はもう決まってるっていうか、他の子と行くって言ってたし、そもそも俺は相手にならないだろうしって、そうじゃなくて。
The moment I brought up Clarice, Gil started to fidget again. How tragic, he must have been rejected already. Maybe I should leave Clarice out of the conversation. It's okay, Gil, I'll be your prom date. I tried to cheer him up. Gil looks at me with shining eyes.
本当？
Yes.
ありがとう。じゃあ約束だよ。当日俺と一緒にプロムに行こう。
All these prom puns. Gil takes my hand and starts enthusiastically shaking it. Seeing Gil so relieved shows that both of us were prom leftovers. At least that's what I was thinking. He's not prom leftovers. Like, he's denied everyone. He was holding out.
Yosh, yosh! あの子とプロムに行ける!
Even after arriving home, I was still on cloud nine. She suddenly asked about Clara, so I got nervous, but in the end, she still said yes. Now we're going to go to prom together. From my perspective, we're pretty much a couple now. From your
当日
perspective.
はちゃんとエスコートしなきゃ。それで最後に告白だ。
Just the thought of that makes me nervous. I'm confident I know how to properly escort a girl, but I'm nervous to confess my feelings to her. I've never done that. I better make the perfect plan for this. However, there's one thing I realized.
え? 俺スーツ持ってきてないじゃん。
I quickly go through all my clothes and confirm that yes, I don't even have a suit. In fact, the one I have is back home.
うわー、どうしよう。こんなことならちゃんと持ってくればよかった。
After all, prom isn't prom without a suit. I didn't think the university would hold a prom, so I left it at home.
普通はハイスクールの時に2回やって終わりだもんな。
Okay, so I'm not the only one. But Lost Ark University is known for holding these kinds of trendy events for the students. That's why at some point it was suggested to have a college prom. Naturally, it became a tradition. I have no choice but to buy another suit. However, a quick check in my wallet and I realize I don't have enough to buy one. I have lots of suits back home, so it feels like a waste to buy a new one.
でもな、大学入ってから一度も帰ってないし、行きづらいよな。
I didn't run away from home like her, but I still have a lot of issues that made me leave. It would be strange to go back now.
こうなったら兄さんにお願いするしかないかな。
I'm still on good terms with my older brother, but I'm not sure how comfortable I am asking for help with this.
とにかく夕飯の下ごしらえを先にやっちゃおう。
I rushed into the kitchen to prepare dinner. Meanwhile, I heard their laughter. I look up and see that the door to their rooms were half open. I felt like I'm eavesdropping, which made me feel restless. I went to close the door, but I paused. It's because they were talking about spending time with lovers.
そう。恋人作るんだったらどんな風に過ごしたい？
I think I just want to simply be with him as much as I could. How about you?
私はやっぱり一緒に頑張れる人がいいな。私には夢があるから。
Oh, really?
そうなんだ。
I stopped listening and started moving away from the door.
恋人とはできるだけ長い時間一緒にいたいか。彼女前は一緒に頑張りたいって言ってたと思ったけれど、きっと恋人と友達では違うんだな。
In that case, we're a lot closer than I previously thought. I also just want to enjoy being around my girlfriend. I couldn't help but smile at getting a bit of insight to her values for the first time. Actually, I'm even more happy to know that she actually thinks about boyfriends and romance. She's always talking about matchmaking everyone else and never about herself.
でも彼女が恋人とは長い時間一緒にいたいとなると、やっぱり激務の仕事はないよな。
I haven't thought about my own future, but if that's what she desires most, then I also want to put my relationship before my job.
別に特にやりたいこともないし、やっぱ俺フリーでやっていこう。その方がそばにいられるもんな。よしよし。
Maybe you should ask her out first before you start planning your future around it. Tomorrow I should start thinking about what kind of job I can do in that role.
何がいいかな。あ、文字書くの好きだし、ライターとかやってみたいな。ああ、雑誌の編集とかの仕事もあるよな。エディターって言うんだっけ？ちょっと後で調べてみよっと。
I could work from home and always be by her side. That would be my ideal life. I haven't confessed my feelings for her yet, but I can't help but think about our future together. Yeah, and that turned out to be a lot longer than you anticipated. I don't have any dreams that I want to chase. The only thing I want is to be with her. I've already forgotten about the issues with getting a suit. Instead, I start humming as I prepare dinner. He's so adorable.
面白かった。
She closed the app that we were using until just a bit ago. That was so neat. I didn't think there would be an app where you can exchange voices.
面白いでしょ？最近ダイナーキューティーで流行ってるの。
So what he heard was the opposite then. Is that true? So Clarice wants someone that she can always just spend 100% of her time with. And Lynette said exactly what she told Gil the first time. And he planned his whole life around this. That's terrible. That's so terrible. That poor man. I mean, I say poor Gil, but it's kind of his own fault because he's like really obsessed over her, and I think if he put it a little bit better in perspective, he could have managed the last 6 years of his life a little bit better than just shaping it around her and the fact that he's not even with her yet. But whatever. Clara's voice was switched with mine. Mine was switched to the sound like hers. Think of all the pranks we could play with this. I know, you just pulled one over on Gil.
そうそう。口説いてくるお客さんがいたらからかうのにぴったりなの。
There you go, thinking of naughty things.
業務中に口説いてくるのが悪いのよ。
Clarice giggles while waving her phone around. I look at the app icon while laying in bed and thinking about the conversation from earlier. Spending time with my boyfriend, even though that was said with my voice, Clarice's way of thinking is charming. But considering that, I still think Gil is the perfect match for her. Gil's so serious and so caring. If Clarice says she wants to spend time with him, I'm sure he would indulge her. Besides, Gil likes Clarice. He was so sad when he couldn't go to prom with her. Plus, he's always following Clarice with his gaze. But what's most important here is Clarice's feelings. She might even like Gil too. I look at Clarice while thinking about that. You know, I think they've overemphasized the Gil likes Clarice and Clarice likes Gil thing in this print. Like, I'm so tired of reading it at this point. If I aimed my cupids bow at her, I could check their compatibility, but for now I have to rely on my own instincts instead. It might be inconvenient, but I need to prove the power of humanity. I can't use my powers. As the real deal Cupid, I want the people closest to me to find love first. Clarice keeps trying to make me date someone, but her love life is more important. After all, Clarice will always be in the human realm. One day I'll have to return to Celestia, eventually. A few days later, the day of the prom arrived. My brother managed to get me a suit from back home. Anxiously, I checked my appearance numerous times.
ついにプロムか。ああ、緊張するな。
I heard from Clarice that this was her first prom. I have a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. I thought about how to properly escort her to the dance, but... Yeah, are you ready to go? I saw her all dressed up. Every bit of nervousness I felt left my body. She looked like an angel.
かわいい。
Oh, look at him. He's so adorable. He doesn't even have his glasses on. Oh my goodness. I mumbled that under my breath and her face lighted up with genuine joy. Really, I never worn a dress like this before, so I was really nervous. Thank you, Gil. You look wonderful yourself.
本当？あ嬉しいな。じゃあ行こっか。
Yes. Prom was being held at the university gymnasium. Already there was tons of couples in attendance. Wow. So this is a prom. It's absolutely wonderful. The entire gym smelled like confections. Couples were enjoying dancing. I noticed that her eyes lit up with pure joy at the sight.
本当にこの子初めて来たんだ。
I wonder if he has contacts in, or if he's just going around partially blind. Just like when we first became roommates, her eyes shining made my heart leap.
ほら、一緒に踊ろう。
For sure. I take her hand and join the crowd of dancing couples. My heart skipped a beat when I saw how small her fingers were. It's not the first time I've held hands with a girl. In fact, I've held hands with her a few times before. But for some reason, holding her hand now makes me feel a bit restless. Of all the hands I've held before, hers feels the warmest and the most petite. I want to protect this lovely hand. Her small size only made me feel that even more. I was still fumbling and stumbling, but somehow I managed to lead our dance. Then she stepped on my foot. Oh no.
いた。
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Gil.
いや、大丈夫だよ。君に踏まれるのだってもはやご褒美だし。ってそうじゃなくて、君こそ平気？
Oh yes, I'm fine. Hey, Gil, I just realized something that might be kind of important.
何？
I've never danced with someone before.
え、一度も？ミドルスクールの時とかは？
Oh, we skipped that one too. Her gaze drifted away from mine as she looked for the right words. When she spoke, her voice was so faint. Actually, my father forbid me from dancing and anything too involved.
そうだったんだ。
I knew that she was sheltered, but that was a lot. Maybe she was kept from having fun for her own safety.
つまりプロムだけじゃなくて誰かと踊るのも俺が初めてってこと？
You're her first in everything. Of course that would make me happy. I feel so hyped to have such a great duty. I'll do my best to guide her.
じゃあ俺が教えるよ。大丈夫。すぐにできるようになるよ。
Thank you, Gil. She gives me her usual sweet, innocent smile. As always, she placed her trust in my hands, and as always, she's so adorable. She's still my baby bird. I take her hand and start dancing.
One, two, three. One, two, three. うん、その調子。すごく上手だよ、リネット。
Are you teasing me?
うん、ほら、俺に身を委ねて。音楽を聴きながら、こうやって。
Prom might be a dance, but it's not only for dancing. We're here to enjoy ourselves, which is important tonight. I say that to her while guiding her through the dance steps. Soon she started to enjoy the dance much more. So next, do you like this?
そうそう、バッチリだよ。
I spun her around and caught her in my arms. Then I nodded and she gave me a great big smile.
あーもうかわいいな。
It was clear that she loves dancing. I couldn't help but share in her joy.
しかもドレス姿のこの子、天使みたいだし。
I can't help myself. I'm absolutely, totally so in love with her. She's so cute. She's so absolutely cute. I can't look away from her. Prom is so much fun, Gil. Unlike me, she's a pro at having fun. She lives life to the fullest. I'm always too worried about the minutiae to relax. What? What does that mean? That's why she shines so bright in my eyes. She's so cute. She's easy to love. I want to be with her forever. I want to protect her for the rest of my life. My thoughts are all about her. She was the only one I could see until prom ended. I'm waiting for the hug. Like, this all started because of a hug. We started dancing and eating until the event ended. On the way home, we were finally alone with one another. Phew, that was fantastic, wasn't it, Gil?
うん、そうだね。
She was all I could focus on during the prom. She captured me with her cuteness, but I still had an important mission. The time has come. It's after prom. That means it's time for the promposal. Oh my goodness. Does that just mean a confession? We were walking alone with nowhere but home to get, yet that was the only thing on my mind.
どうやって言おう。
I could say, I want to make soup for you every day. No, that's cheesy. How about a simple, will you marry me?
いやいや、結婚はさすがに飛ばしすぎだろう。
I know, right?
こういうのはシンプルが一番だよ。彼女に言いたい言葉は。
Gil? He glances at my face. In that moment, my mind went blank, and suddenly I embraced her. It's funny, this is almost the exact image as the last hug, except they're wearing different clothes. She said I was so surprised by my hug, yet I can't let her go. I wrap my arms around her and squeeze her tightly. A sweet fragrance tickles my nose. It's not a perfume, it's a lingering scent of her shampoo, the one I picked out for her.
好きだ。
She has so much trust in me, that's why she's my precious, adorable girl.
リネット、俺が君をずっと守るから。
You ruined it. Now she's going to see you as a protector instead of a boyfriend. Oh, Gil. She giggled softly near my ear and wrapped her arms around me as well. Wonderful. Thank you for everything, Gil. Is this? In other words...
両思い。
No, you said the wrong words. This has to be it. I said I'll protect her and she expressed her gratitude. Now I can protect her for the rest of my life. Nope, you took that way the wrong way. That's right, back then Gil promised to protect me. In the moment I felt like I found my family. That made me feel so happy. See, family, not boyfriend. Families protect one another. Perhaps that's why Gil felt like an older brother. After all, Gil looked after me the moment I came to the human realm. Until Gil's graduation, I never understood that I shouldn't have taken him for granted. I never considered why he took care of me. Instead, I just assumed that this is because he was a nice person. I never thought to consider Gil's feelings, but now I have a chance to make things right. Then, could it be that... I looked towards Gil while still confused at everything. When I put my hand on his arm, he gasps and nearly leaps away.
ごめん。俺、その...
I can see that Gil looks thoroughly embarrassed. His face is red from ear to ear. He looks at me with watery eyes.
ごめん。
He averts his gaze. After turning around, he runs away. Why did he leave? Oh my goodness, this is great. It's frustrating in its own way. Like, you finally got her to show up, and now you're running away. Like, I don't understand. I was left standing alone. I think this is the first time I understood how Gil felt. However, he left before I could be sure. Huh? I put my hand over my heart and realized that it was racing. This had never happened to me before. No, I should focus on Gil. He said that he would protect me. Didn't realize it at the time, but was Gil confessing his feelings to me? At least she's starting to wonder instead of, oh yeah, he's just a big brother. Being embarrassed is a sign of love. Of course, that can include familial love too. But Gil's embrace was different this time. It wasn't the kind of hug I'd give to a family member or friend. Could it really be true? Maybe Clarence was right. Maybe Gil liked me. If that were true, that I am the cause of Gil's becoming the lovelorn parasite. And then he just ran off. Hold the phone. You've got to be kidding me. My heart was still pounding as I looked in the direction Gil ran off in. I was still standing outside. I had forgotten to go back inside. I was still feeling dazed. I know. Aren't you supposed to go on a date? He just left. Oh my goodness. You're a coward. Like, how could you still be this afraid? You've had 6 years to think about it, and you hug her, get embarrassed, and run away. Like, come on. Whatever. I was running. Before I knew it, I had arrived at Lost Creek University once again. It's a repeat of our prom night. It feels like I'm reliving the past. But coming back to campus won't turn back time. The prom is already said and done, plus I've been dragging around my rejection for 2 years. Even on the day I finally decided to get over myself, I still couldn't do anything.
ああ、もう何やってるんだよ俺。
Why didn't I tell her how I felt back then? I know, right? I embraced her, but nothing changed. I just felt so pitiful.
だってあの子が来てくれたから嬉しくて。
Because of that, I got ahead of myself and hugged her. But she got embarrassed and blushed. The tension felt so awkward that I just had to run away.
きっとお腹空かせてるよね。夕飯の待ち合わせしてたんだし。ああ。
I imagined going home to our life together, making dinner for us and our life together. Yet that made me feel worse. That's why I'm horrible. That's why she won't ever notice my feelings. That's why I'm destined to be the lovelorn parasite. No, you're destined to be that because you won't talk about it.
でも顔を赤くしてたってことは俺を男だと意識してくれるようになったってことだよな。
When I first embraced her, she returned it with such an innocent smile. I assumed that was her answer and I felt elated, but now I see she didn't think of me in that way at all.
それだってのに俺は当時全然分かってなくて、両思いだと思い上がって付き合ってるんだって勘違いして。
Then I gave my heart and soul for her. Just like this.
ねえねえ、カフェオレとコーヒーとエスプレッソ全部入れておいたよ。どれが飲みたい？好きなの選んで。いいから君は何もしないでゴロゴロしてて、俺が掃除も洗濯も家事も買い物も全部やるってば。買ってきてほしいものがあったら言って。
Probably think you turned into some weird, crazy, obsessed man.
君は歩かなくていいんだよ。俺がおんぶして連れてってあげるから。ほらどうぞ。あ、パレードが見れない？じゃあ俺ここで台になっておくから。ほら俺を踏み台にして背中に乗って。
That's a little strange. I dedicated my entire life to her, but that only brought trouble. Because I tried to solve even the smallest problem, she always looked irritated. She'd tell me that she wasn't a child. So I wanted to do everything I could for her. I wanted to take care of her as much as possible. Because of that, we started to have more and more disagreements. I started to become worried that she'd hated me. I told her we're not going to be roommates anymore. She didn't react. That was proof that my feelings weren't mutual.
あの子のことをもっと深く理解していれば、彼女が自分の恋愛に無頓着だってことは分かってたはずなのにな。
In the end, I never really saw her for who she really was. I only saw what I wanted. That's why I missed my chance with her.
でも赤くなった彼女可愛かったな。
It was the first time she had that expression. That's why I thought I had a chance. This time I won't mess up.
せっかく少しは男として意識してもらえたかもしれないんだ。逃げ出さないでちゃんと言わなきゃ。
You already did mess up. You ran away. Otherwise, I'll be the lovelorn parasite until I die. I think about the university. Things haven't changed since I was a student, but I prayed to God that I could still win her heart. Why don't you go back to where you left her and tell her? Oh my goodness. So annoying. It's going to be another section, and then I'm going to have to continue on if I want to I want to know what's going on. The God-given opportunity. Sounds like I'm going to go on. Yeah, are you going to leave?
うん。君には俺のことが必要なさそうだからさ。
Aw. It breaks my heart. Need you? What do you mean by that?
俺が出るって言っても引き止めないんだろ？出て行ってほしくないとかないの？
And now you're just being pouty. You're being pouty over a misunderstanding that you misunderstood from the beginning. Oh, whatever. What? I mean, it's your life. You can do whatever you want, Gil.
そっか。その程度だったんだ。
Wow. He is being super pouty. You guys weren't even a couple. Huh?
よくわかったよ。俺が 一方的に勘違いしてたバカな男だったってことはさ。
You have no right to be mad. It's your fault. Uh-huh. Jess was eating breakfast while mindlessly watching the news.
Next in the news, LCI Inc. presented the latest car model at the International Auto Show held in Baltimore.
Gee?
I'm sure that's going to be significant somehow. I wonder what Gil is doing now. Wasn't able to sleep much since that incident. I thought about it constantly all through the night. I reflected on why Gil embraced me and why he promised to protect me. It kept me up until morning. Gil did hug me yesterday. Look, she looks all love-struck now, like she did in Shelby's route. On top of that, he hugged me at our meeting place where he wanted to talk. Even though I was an hour late, Gil still waited for me, then he hugged me there. If a member told me about a similar situation, I would immediately assure her that the man in question loves her. I kept thinking about that all yesterday. Honestly, it reminded me of when Gil left our roommate situation. I think I didn't understand why he was so angry, but now I understand. He felt that I didn't reciprocate his feelings and was shocked by it. What do I do?
大丈夫？さっきからずっとオートミールかき混ぜてばっかりだけど。何かあった？
Huh? Oh, Clarice, she's the one I thought Gil had feelings for. But Clarice said that Gil likes me the entire time. We even made a bet on it. Clarice must have a reason why she truly thinks Gil likes me. That's why I decided to ask her outright. Hey, Clarice, about Gil.
あ、その顔は。ふふん、ようやくあなたも自覚したってとこかしら？
It's more like, well, I want to ask, well, do you really think Gil likes me?
当然よ。だってギルったらバレバレなんだもん。
So obvious that she never notices. But he should like a girl like you, Clarice. At least that's what I thought. He was always looking at you in college. He's just himself when we're alone, but he always starts fidgeting when all of us share breakfast together. That's why I thought he liked you and wanted to be with you.
朝ごはんの時？ああ、確かにあの時のギルは不審だったよね。でもあれ、あなたのことで悩んでたのよ。
Me? Why me?
それがね、ギルってば、あなたとのちょっとエッチな夢ばっか見てたっていうのよ。
Wow, she really is blunt, isn't she? Oh my goodness. Excuse me? Oh my goodness. Wet dreams. Dreams about sex. I stood up in shock and surprise upon hearing Clarice utter that unexpected phrase. What do you mean by that?
思春期男子ってほんと若いわよね。なんでかわからないけれど、私が家にいる晩ばっかりそういう夢見てたんだって。
I don't know why, but those dreams were every night I'm home. I know, I'd be like, are you sure you like Lynette?
それで私、前に一度変な葉巻とかハーブとかお香とかやってないなんて言われたもの。
That's funny. He really asked her that. She's bringing home aphrodisiacs.
私が部屋でそういうお香を焚いてるから、私がいる晩だけエロい夢見るんじゃって思ったみたい。失礼しちゃうわ。
Rude. What? That happened?
そう。つまり私がそばにいるからそわそわしてたんじゃなくて、あなたの夢を見たから挙動不審だったのよ、ギルは。
For someone who's just noticing her feelings and saying this about them, I would feel incredibly awkward to be around that person. Like, we've already gone way beyond our current relationship in your dreams. What should I do? Her only reason for thinking Gil was in love with Clarice was gone. Then does that really truly mean, oh my goodness, girl, get it together? Could it really be true that I'm the one that Gil likes?
本気で気づいてなかったのね。
I know, just slap her. Of course not. I thought Gil liked you this whole time, Clarice. I've never considered him liking me. I never thought that anyone would ever fall for someone like me. Plus, I'm Cupid. My existence is solely to help others fall in love. It never occurred to me that I would be the one to be loved.
これだからキューピッドパラサイトちゃんなのよ、あなたは。これからは当事者意識を持ちなさい。
You're right.
でもどうして気づいたの？ギルに何かされた？
Huh? Abrupt stop music. You've got it all wrong. He didn't do anything, well, except... Huh? I remember what happened and felt my ears burning up. You're gonna give her the wrong idea. If Gil truly likes me, then all of his actions up until now have entirely different meaning to them. Yes, everything has a different meaning. Everything. Back then, and that time as well. Look at her face. Paris, what should I do? If Gil really likes me, then I treated him terribly.
まあそうなるわよね。
She's like, oh, your problem. Clarice, what do I do? I didn't think Gil liked me. When did this even happen?
私がこの家に転がり込んできた時はまだ普通だったと思うのよね。いいお兄さんって感じで。
Why don't you give her the letter? Yeah, exactly.
そうそう。ギルってばあなたの面倒に明け暮れてたから兄と妹みたいな二人だなって思ってたわ。でもそれからだんだんギルがぎこちなくなって。あ、ってことはもしかして夢がきっかけ？
What? Is that a possibility? If dreams were all it takes to trigger love, what's the point of Cupid anyways?
恋愛なんてそんなものじゃない。勘違いから始まって本当の愛になっちゃうの。シェイクスペアのお得意技よ。
It's true that classic stories often start with love at first sight. I learned that fact from movies in college. But what if all of this is just a misunderstanding? I was still being pessimistic about everything. Paris sighed in my direction.
なーにバカなこと言ってるのよ。きっかけはそれであれ、ギルは本気であなたを好きになっちゃったの。気づいたなら逃げるのはやめて、きちんと向き合って受け止めてあげなさい。
At least someone's saying that thing. You're right. It would be so awkward if I met him right now. What do I do? I sighed while continuing to eat my breakfast. Things were good until I turned towards the TV. Gil was being featured. I spat out every bit of food. Oh no.
Today's Funny News の本日のトピックはこちら。6番街のアパートで起きた謎の異臭騒ぎです。
A mysterious stench?
このアパートの住人の方にお話を聞いてみようと思います。はーい、こんにちは。ご機嫌いかがですか？
こんにちは。急に異臭騒ぎで家を追い出されちゃって参っちゃいました。
家を追い出された？そんなに強い匂いなんですか？
ああ、というよりは匂いの発生源がわからないから急遽改築することになったみたいで。
So, does this mean that Gil is going to come live with them again? I'm starting to sense a pattern with these roots. Actually, I guess Ryuki never lived with her, but Shelby and maybe Gil now?
まあもともと改築するかもって話自体はあったんですけど、それが早まっちゃって、これからどうしようかな。
それは災難ですね。匂いの発生源がわからないとのことですが、どんなタイプの匂いでした？
なんだろう、発酵臭みたいな感じかな。刺激臭っていうか。
なるほど、お話ありがとうございました。このように住民の皆さんは異臭騒ぎで急遽アパートを追い出され困っているようです。 早期解決に向けこれから業者が入り異臭の原因を突き止めるということですが、建物の老朽化から調査も難航していることで。
今のギルだったわよね。
Who else would it be? Jeez. Yes, yes, it was. We look at each other, then Clarence bursts out laughing.
ちょっと異臭騒ぎでアパート追い出されるってギル運なさす
How rude. Clarence, don't be mean. You can't laugh at his misfortune like that.
ぎだってさ、幸薄いなって思っちゃって。異臭騒ぎで改築か。連絡してあげたら。
Me?
こんな時に好きな人から連絡が来たら励まされるじゃないねえ。
Clarence grins mischievously. I don't have a rebuttal to that wicked smile. Why not? I was feeling guilty for not even noticing Gil's feelings towards me. If only it was a simple misunderstanding. But then I remember what Clara said and reflect on Gil's reactions. If I don't reach out, I'll just be running away. I gave in and finally took out my phone. Then I remembered that I'd forgotten to charge it since that incident. So much stuff happened yesterday, but I'm on the late shift today, so I can charge my smartphone ahead of time. I insert the charge into my phone and set it aside. When the screen lights up, a ton of message notifications start to pop up. She gets to read all of them now. What?
何これ怖っ。どうしたの？
All from Gil. I promised to meet Gil last night, but work got in the way. My phone died too, so I couldn't tell him I was going to be late. Gil was probably trying to contact me since I hadn't shown. Oh, speaking of which, did you see him waiting outside?
昨日は私会社から直接泊まりに行っちゃったのよね。だからギルは見なかったわ。
Oh, I see. That probably made Gil fret even more. My smartphone is still pinging with message notifications. All of them are, of course, are from Gil. Today's our date today. I was so excited that I woke up extra early. Where do you want to go for dinner? I'll check it out in advance. It's 55 minutes before our date, but I'm here and ready when you are. I'm just going to take some time to think about some things, so take your time. Are you still at work? I'd love to hear about your day. The simple messages start to sound more and more worried. He even started asking if I was in an accident.
これのせいで充電切れたんじゃない？
Good point. There were already loads of messages ahead of the meeting time, so Claire suggested might be right.
はあ、ギルのことかわいそうって一瞬思ったけれど、やっぱり勘違いだわ。これは自業自得ね。このメールの量、尋常じゃないわ。
No, I thought all those messages happened while her phone was dead. Oh my gosh. The messages kept piling in. She has a viciously disgusted look. Every single thing Gil says feels like another weight on my back. That's the fate of the lovelorn parasite. If you get to read them all, I want to read them all. If I was to blame for this, I would have to face him as both advisor and friend. Once the notifications go silent, I'll reach out to Gil. For now, I watch as the notifications continue one after another. Dang, that's worse than a girl.
ここもダメか。
I was walking around 6th Avenue looking for realtors with any available rental properties. I heave a heavy sigh. After the Stinge incident, I was chased out of the apartment due to renovations. Now I was looking for a temporary place to live. Lost York is a popular city, which is why the rent is too darn high. There are some relatively cheaper places on 6th Avenue, but naturally there's no vacancies. Even still, the rent rates are high, and many require a roommate situation.
今住んでるアパートは古いけれど雰囲気良くて暮らしやすくて気に入ってたんだけどな。
But the landlord kicked me out for the next month until the renovations are finished. It's hard to disagree as a renter.
たまにこれだってところがあってもフリーのエディターだからって断られるし。
Why? Because you don't make enough money? Being a freelancer means I have a regular income and no safety nets. They're always worried that I won't make rent. But I've never missed rent, so I thought things would be okay, but the realtors still weren't convinced.
本当俺社会的信用が全然ないんだな。
I heave yet another sigh as I continue my search.
そういえばルームシェアをやめた後もこうやって苦労したっけ。
Back when I was rooming with the girls, I was still a student. My brother was my grantor, so I didn't have any worries. But after graduation, I left my living situation and tried to find my own place that caused me a lot of problems. Just like back then, I'm always forlorn, especially right now. Do we have to watch another flashback? I want to see them move in. On that day, I was working at the cafe and was sighing a lot too. It had been a month since I started living alone. During that time, I became painfully aware of my naivety.
仕事を取ってくるのってこんなに大変なんだな。
Thanks to my alumni and freelance editing site, I was getting some work, but because I lacked experience, it wasn't much. That's why I took every chance I could get. I couldn't afford to be picky when there was bills to pay. Still, working as an editor is quite fun. It feels like I'm helping others. It feels like my calling. But I got a wake-up call while working as an editor for a marriage magazine. Really, it was a reminder of my goal. I chose this job so I could have free time for my girlfriend, but with no girlfriend to speak of, I started to feel insecure.
それに稼ぎもあんまり良くないし。
I was giving small jobs, and back when I was still living with her, I constantly had to ask her for money to pay rent. Back when I was a student, I never had that problem, but now I needed all the help I could get. In the end, I ran away from her.
それに結局俺彼女と両思いでも何でもなかったし。
When I asked her out, she said that she was happy for the intention, but I wouldn't get a girlfriend if I kept pursuing her. Because of that, she never thought of me as her actual boyfriend. It was just my own misunderstanding. As always, I was jumping to conclusions. I had thought we were in love, but after I found out the truth, I felt so embarrassed. After knowing that she loves me like a brother, it made me even more awkward for me to be around her. I'm sure she didn't understand why I left our home. However, Claire probably gets it.
それで俺はエディターとしてビッグになって稼ぎができたら彼女にまた告白しようって思ってたんだけど。
But reality is harsh. I can barely survive on my own. All I could do was work myself to the bone with every job I take on.
はあ。
I can't do it. I can't move on. My feelings for her are just still as strong. But she doesn't feel the same. Not back then, not now, not ever. In her eyes, I'm not even a man. I'm just being vain by continuing to be in love with her.
でもダメだよ。一度好きになったら俺はずっと好きになっちゃう。
I glance at my computer screen to see a part of the marriage magazine article I'm editing. I see phrases like "don't be overbearing" or "no one likes men who trash their ex." The writer for this is pretty harsh.
愛が重い男はダメか。しょうがないじゃないか。俺だってできることなら普通に愛したいよ。
But I want to do everything for the person I love. I don't want to hold back. I just want to think of them always. But I'm still not even seen as a man. Plus, there's no one to direct my overbearing love towards.
とにかく今は仕事だ。しばらくは仕事に生きるって決めたんだから。
In order to be independent, I need to make a living. If I can't do that, then I can't support a partner. I turn my attention back to the magazine. I drop the word marriage from my mind. That word is just too much for me right now. I tried to focus solely on work, but then one day I realized that I was always chasing after her shadow. I could see the fog of my breath in the cold night air. It was a rather chilly night in Lost York. It was even snowing. I was alone with only the sky for company.
ああ、今日は珍しく寒いな。ロサンヨークで雪を見るなんて初めてだよ。
I should head home early and make some stew for dinner. Luckily, work is going well, so my wallet's pretty happy. I could splurge to buy some beef. I could even get some new clothes. A supermarket nearby closes early, so I hurry over. While walking, I realize something. I saw lots of couples walking around town. There were holiday decorations all around me too. Then I realized that today was Christmas.
Oh.
Who would be open on Christmas though? I see all the passionate couples holding hands while walking around. They seem so happy to look into shop windows and eat at restaurants, their smiles all around. The scene before me is what I wish I had.
俺だって彼女がいれば
Then I could give her the perfect holiday. I'd spend all day preparing Christmas dinner and even prep a surprise gift. I long to cook for my beloved. I want to pick out the perfect gift for her. I want to embrace them and wait on them hand and foot. All of that for my precious person. Thanks to a year of hard work, I make good money. I have my pick of all the best presents. Yet I have no one to give a gift to. I have a desire to caretake, but no matter what, I can't find an outlet. I didn't think these feelings would be so painful. I look at the couples in front of me and run away. I run and run and run. By the time I realize it, I'm in front of Lost York's famous Cupid Corporation. I saw it in a special feature for the marriage magazine I edited. They're an incredibly successful matchmaking agency. I look up at the shiny building. At the top are a wedding dress and the word Cupid in big bold letters. Oh, Cupid. Will he find my true love?
俺もここに行けば好きな子をまた見つけられるのかな
Poor Gil. He's not even thinking of her anymore. He's like, I have all these feelings and I have no one to give them to. I meet a lot of people as a freelancer, but it's never in a romantic context. Every person I meet is a fellow colleague or connections. In actuality, my work is quite solitary. In truth, I want Lynette. I've known that for years, but if she wouldn't reciprocate my feelings...
友達にもそういえば婚活やったらって言われてたっけ
I could see my breath fog up in the cold air. How happy would I be if there was someone warming my side on nights like this? But I can't get her to notice me as myself, then I would have to find new love. But is that what I really want? I'm still so in love with her, why don't I just go visit her? I can try and confess my feelings one more time. But what if she outright rejects me? No, what if Lynette already has someone? That thought is terrified. My heart would never recover from the shock. I'd rather run away than confront that possibility.
大丈夫きっとまた新しく好きな子ができたら今度こそリネットと家族みたいになれるリネットのいいお兄さんでいてあげられる
That's why I decided to join Cupid Corp. I'll forget my unrequited love and find someone new. And then you met her.
それだってのに結局一度も彼女以上に好きになれる子には会えなかったんだよな
When I first signed up, the advisor introduced me to someone compatible via their patent matchmaking system. But it was no use. Every match just reaffirmed how much I still was in love with her. I started to become afraid of meeting new people. In the end, I even lost interest in any of the recommended matches.
それで気がつけば失恋パラサイトなんて呼ばれてたんだよな
That before she became an advisor? Looking back, it was the perfect name for someone like me. But thanks to that, I was able to meet her again. It's all because she was in charge of the Parasite 5.
そういえば大学の頃に彼女ここに入りたいって言ってたもんな
But I left before I could see her get hired. In the end, I never found out where she went. That's why I was so shocked at seeing her at Cupid Corp.
おかげで俺はもっとダメダメになっちゃったけど
I couldn't hold it back anymore. My feelings for her made me realize that she's the only one for me.
でも再会できてよかったよずっと宙ぶらりんなままだったから
I saw a message notification pop up on my phone. It snapped me out of my daydreaming. I wondered if it was a work message. Gasping, I nearly dropped my phone. It was a message from her. Here we go. Oh, there you are. Welcome, Gil.
はいギル。
お邪魔します。
Clarissa and I welcomed Gil. He walked in with a troubled look on his face. After watching the news, Clarissa and I talked and decided to take in Gil since he was chased out of his apartment so suddenly. Oh my goodness, how did I know? Since we all used to be roommates, having Gil in our home is no biggie. In fact, I reached out to him about this. He thought it over for a while, but in the end, he decided to come here. It's gonna, oh man, that poor guy. He's gonna be tormented now because he's gonna see you every single day. I thought I should avoid anything about his embracing me the other day. We both made a silent agreement to leave the topic alone. Really? Like, he agreed to that? Our home is your home, Gil. You used to live here anyways.
いや、そういうわけにはいかないよ。でも、俺が出てから結構内装も変わったね。
I started looking around the room with an interested gaze. Yeah, Clarissa and I got kind of carried away with things.
そうそう、内装チェンジ楽しかったわよね。それでギルが使ってた部屋、私が今使ってるのよ。見る？
Did he actually say yes?
うわ、ここもすっごい変わってる。壁紙の色まで違う。鏡にも何か書かれてるし。
And she wrote parasites all over her closet with big lips, like Alan's little emote thing. Upon entering Clarissa's bedroom, Gil looked shocked. He held his hand over his mouth in awe.
かわいいでしょ？パーティーリップで書いたの。で、どうする？私あんまり家帰ってこないし、学生時代の頃みたいにギルはこの部屋使う？
Where did he sleep while you guys were all living together, though? Can he just sleep there again?
いや、俺はリビングでいいよ。ソファーで十分眠れるし、二人はちゃんと自分の部屋を使って。
Like, this is a legitimate question, though. He used to live there, so where was his room? Oh, the girls must have bunked together. So, Lynette probably has his old room.
あら、そう？
うん。じゃあ居候させてもらう代わりに家事とかやろうと思うんだけど、いいかな？
Oh, but I'd feel bad for letting you do so much.
やったー！ギルならそう言ってくれると思ってたのよね。早速、今日の夕飯からよろしく。
She's like, I'm okay with this.
任せて。
Gil rolled up his sleeves and hurried into the kitchen. Clarice turned and playfully winked at me.
賭けの勝ち負けが関係なくなっちゃったわね。
Speaking of bets, we were wagering an entire month of chores depending on who Gil likes. I probably lost that bet, but given our current situation, it seems all bets are off. Clarice is right though, I have to make sure that it's really me that Gil likes. Now that I know the truth, I have to face him and his feelings head on this time. But I still didn't know Gil felt all that for me. You say that you're going to face his feelings head on, but it's going to be like the last section before it ever happens with all these flashbacks and him running away every time. Despite everything that's happened, we're back to square one. At first, rooming with Gil felt awkward, but over time things felt like they used to. Plus, because Gil handles all the housework, Claire and I were able to kick back and relax. I'm home.
ただいま。
二人ともお帰りなさい。ご飯できてるよ。
ラッキー。洗濯は？
もちろん、掃除も洗濯も全部やってあるよ。今日はいい天気だったし、よく乾いたよ。
よかった。お気に入りのブラ、今日もまたつけて出かけたいと思ってたんだ。
You're going out again?
23時から約束あるんだもん。シャワー浴びて下着変えていきたいなって思ってたの。でもまずはご飯食べたい。
It's like a live-in boyfriend now.
じゃあもうよそっちゃうね。
Oh, I can help.
大丈夫。全部俺がやるよ。君は先に手を洗って着替えておいでよ。
This is like the best thing that he could imagine because now he gets to Now he has an outlet for all of his feelings. He gets to wait on you even if you're not together. Sure. Gee, Gil really is nice to have him around. Normally I start dinner prep as soon as I got home, but since Gil's a freelancer, he has a lot more time for housework and cooking. It makes things so much easier. Having someone around to handle the chores is such a luxury, especially when you're a busy adult instead of a college student. Back during our time on Parasite House, Gil was quite the perfectionist, especially when it came to household chores. From my perspective, it's kind of nice to have him doing so much, still I'm worried about the strain on him. Gil may be a freelancer, but he still has work to do. We probably should split up all the chores. But whenever I ask, he'll probably just insist on doing everything himself. I should ask if there's a way to thank him that's not chores or cooking. Gil's always taking care of us like this. His feelings aside, I want to express my gratitude for his care. I should probably tell him that I figured out his feelings for me. I don't 100% know what's going through Gil's head. Nothing good will come from jumping the gun. Having things turn out awkward with Gil right now would be horrible. After all, he's stuck here until the renovations are over. That's why I decided to avoid the topic, even though I felt guilty about it. Guilt aside, I went to go wash my hands for dinner. Like I said, it's not going to be like till the last section. A few days after Gil started taking care of everything, the weekend arrived. I finally expressed my desire to thank Gil.
Ore?
Yeah, you're always taking care of us. I wanted to say thank you for that.
ありがとう。でも俺が好きでやってることだから別にいいよ。
But Gil, you've always gone above and beyond, even when we're students. I want to do something in return. Gil is always so giving, so I wanted to do something in kind, that's why. Yay. So the real answer is I'll cook something. It's not a ending of some sort, so we'll give you a massage. Well, how about a massage? I bet your shoulders are really tight right now, yeah? I reached out to touch his shoulders, but Gil jumped back in a frenzy.
いやいやいいよ大丈夫平気だから
Really, but
平気全然凝ってない超元気
he flexes his arms and starts swinging them around. The massage is clear. Gil doesn't want me to touch him. The message is clear, sorry, the massage. I got it. I wanted to thank you, so is there something else I could do for you? I asked that and watched as Gil thought to himself. After a while, he mumbled something.
じゃあクラブケーキが食べたいな
Alright, now we're gonna go back to the top. I knew he would react that way. He's like, don't touch me. My feelings for you will ignite. Okay, we'll clean the bathroom. How about I take care of the bathroom?
ああそれはもう昼にやっちゃった
Yep, saw that coming. Huh? But I really want to do something to help you out. Is there something else I can do? I was feeling depressed while Gil mulled things over. After a while, he mumbled something.
じゃあクラブケーキが食べたいな
Alright, now we're gonna say, I'll cook something. Ah, are you hungry? I can make us dinner. What do you say?
君のご飯かそういえば俺一度も食べたことないっけ
All men want to try women's cooking, right? Bill's face flushes red at the moment he says that. I don't know why, but I felt just as embarrassed too. Well, it won't be as good as your cooking is, but if you don't mind that.
君のご飯が食べられるなら何でも嬉しいよ
Bill's face turns even redder the moment he replies with such a spirited exclamation. He's red from ear to ear. That made me feel even more guilty. I'm so sorry, Gil, but I can't pretend to know his feelings. I wait for a moment to give him space to think.
じゃあクラブケーキが食べたいな
Crab cakes?
俺の地元ボルトモアの料理なんだ 子供の頃からの好物なんだけど、もう6年ぐらい実家に帰ってなくて食べてないから。
Haven't you gone back home over the years?
うん。
Gil looked sad and troubled as he replied. I felt like I shouldn't pry, so I hold back from asking more. Got it. Crab cakes it is. They'll be ready today. Well, that's good, as opposed to, what, tomorrow? Now I could thank Gil today. Well, in mind, I headed out to buy everything I needed to make some crab cakes. I checked the ingredients list on my phone, bought them, and began preparing the crab cakes for Gil. However, I should have bought flaked crab meat. As the name suggests, crab cakes are like a burger, but made using crab meat. I thought it would be great if I went all out and bought the entire crab, but because of my enthusiasm, I'm having some trouble. You have to deshell it. It's a lot of work to get all that meat out. The crab shell is getting everywhere. There's not a surface in the kitchen that isn't messy now. That's funny. I have to collect all the shell shards, not step on them, and then I need to wash my hands.
リネット、俺も手伝うよ。
Don't be like, no. No, it's alright. You can leave the crab cakes to me. Just as I was saying that, a piece of crab shell slipped out of my hand. Oh no. The shell fell onto the crab meat bowl and got mixed in. Gil burst out laughing.
カニって結構剥くの大変なんだよね。だから俺も手伝うよ。任せて。子供の頃よく厨房に忍び込んで手伝ったからさ。
Hmm? I wonder what he meant by that, but I don't think too long. My hands are numb from shelling crab. I really wanted to do this for you, Gil.
君と一緒に料理するのもご褒美だよ。
Aww. Gil gives me a huge grin. Gil seems to really love cooking with others. I suppose it's because he likes me. Because of that, my heart hurts a bit. Gil, I'm sorry. Stop apologizing. Just accept his feelings. My goodness. The more time we spend together, the guiltier I feel. Just talk to him about it. Jeez. Lost myself in thought while Gil took over preparing the crab in front of me. He definitely shelled the crab. Clearly he had a lot of experience doing this, just like he said. Sorry, Gil.
俺こそ難しい料理をリクエストしちゃってごめん。俺にとってこれは地元の味だからさ。君に作ってもらうならこれがいいなって思っちゃったんだ。
He squints and focuses while he continues to remove the meat from the crab. Gil is really good at cooking. I wonder if he was as handy in the kitchen back in Baltimore. In that moment, I realized that I know nothing of Gil's family. I don't have a family in the conventional sense, so I always avoided the topic on purpose. But unlike my life in Celestia, Gil should have a family somewhere here in the human realm. He's good at chores and cooking and caring too, but Gil always avoids talking about family. He even hates his surname. I wonder what Gil's family is like. We mutually avoided the topic, so I took advantage of that and never brought it up, but now I'm curious for some reason. Hey Gil, about Baltimore.
口開けて。
Ah? Oh no, I'm gonna get a CG that's going to conflict with my last one. When I opened my mouth as told, a piece of crab meat was guided in. This is delicious. She got her mouth full. That's cute. Okay, it's not as conflicting as I thought it would be. I'm still going to use the hug CG. I'm glad I splurged on the crab. Gil smiled at my reaction while I continued chewing.
いつも手伝いをしてたらこうして食べさせてもらってたんだ。作ってる人の特権だってね。
That's a wonderful perk.
ありがとう。ところで今何か言いかけなかった？
Yes, actually, you said crab cakes were from your hometown, right? I was wondering what Baltimore is like. I tried to say it in a pleasantly vague way. Still, Gil groaned and smiled, though he looked troubled.
特に変わったところのない町だよ。港町だから魚介料理が多くてさ。
I would like to live in a port town with lots of fresh seafood.
あ、ほら覚えてる？ラウルが子供の頃ボルトモアに来て牡蠣に当たった話。
Oh yeah, Raul did mention that during the wedding we attended on Parasite House.
そうそう、ボルトモアでは漁の無事と豊作を祈ってネプチューン祭りっていうのを毎年やるんだ。そこで採れたての牡蠣が食べられてさ、毎年ボランティアでその祭りを手伝ってたんだけど、そこで牡蠣に当たったラウルを病院に運ぶ付き添いをしたんだよな。
This happened before Parasite House, right? So were they friends before then? Maybe I missed that somewhere.
まさかその彼と映画雑誌のインタビューで再会できるとは思わなかったけど、向こうも俺を覚えててくれてさ。
I guess I did meet in the past.
しかも最初ラウルったら俺のことネプチューン神と間違えてさ、食中毒から人を救った神になりかけちゃったよ。ギルが人間なら残る説はただ一つ、ネプチューンは女性なんだなんて、なんかひらめいたようなことも言ってたな。でもおかげでラウルと仲良くなれた。あの有名なラウルアコニットとさ。人生って何があるかわからないよね。
Gil continues to skillfully craft crab cakes while speaking. I see how much of a crab cake expert he is, but more than that, I was interested in why he sounded so happy. He also changed the subject from his hometown and the past to talking about Raoul. It really feels like Gil's family and home are kind of off limits. I shouldn't pry further, plus if this was reversed, I wouldn't know how to answer about my own lack of family. Instead of trying to force things, I'll wait until Gil's ready to share them with me. Yeah, I wonder why my heart aches and why I feel so restless. What emotion is this? I wonder. It makes me feel chilled inside. It's such a mysterious emotion. I pondered what was in my heart while Gil continued to make crab cakes. My compliments to the shelf.
ごちそうさま。美味しかった。ありがとね、リネット。
Oh, don't thank me. You did most of the work. I was just your assistant and barely that. All I did was shape the crab cakes and prep some lettuce for the salad. Gil basically handled almost everything else, and as usual, he demonstrated how skilled he really is. I'm sorry, Gil. I really thought I would be able to cook for you as thanks for today.
そんなことないよ。君に作ってもらったからかな。すっごく美味しかった。こんなに美味しいご飯食べたの久しぶりだよ。
Gil's smile was so big that I knew it was genuine. I returned it with a smile of my own simply because he looked so happy. Well, now that we're finished, I'll take care of the cleanup. Go on and take a break. I pick up the dishes and head to the kitchen. Grace isn't home yet, so she's probably spending the night elsewhere again since she has a day off tomorrow. Looks like it's just me and Gil today. Looks like you should confront his feelings. But I don't feel nervous. Gil is like family to me. I was raised by Lord Mars and Lady Venus, who shared no blood relation to me. My understanding of family is different. The way I wanted to think him feels closer to celebrating Father's Day or Mother's Day. As usual, my own feelings are hard to understand. I still need to sort through them to consider how I view Gil as a man.
リネット、よかったら食後は一緒に映画でも見ない？トランスカーズのディスク持ってきたんだ。
Guys, you're gonna have your own date night at home.
俺がルームシェアやめた後のシリーズ見てないかなと思ってさ。どう？
Oh, yes, please.
よかった。じゃあお皿洗いは後にしてこっちおいでよ。早く見ないと寝るの遅くなっちゃうしさ。
Let's get started. I can wash the dishes before bed. Quickly, I placed them in the sink and hurried to the sofa. Sat down and watched Gil put in the disc. He adjusted things to make the screen easier to see and grabbed us some drinks. The movie began and immediately I was glued to the screen. Oh my goodness. Oh, that scene brings back memories, and that transformation sequence still looks so cool.
だよな。特にトランスカーズに出てくる主要車種は全部同一車に統一されてるから企画も同じでかっこいいんだよ。
Gil kept the good times rolling with snacks and his high energy. He put a cushion down for me, prepared lots of treats, and even kept my wine glass full. He really is a caring guy. It's quite intense. We continued watching the movie as Gil topped my glass and kept refreshing the snacks. The good thing you don't get drunk, right? He might though. In the end, I was so focused on the movie that I didn't notice Gil had snuck away and did the dishes. That's really cute. Alright, that's a good stopping point. Lovecraft in love, huh? But yeah, I hope something comes out of this living situation because it's going to be so frustrating if it's like a Shelby scenario where like they were even pretending to be married and they never got closer than crushes, I guess. So if Gil goes this whole time while living with her and never confesses, I'm going to be very disappointed. Anyways, that is all for now. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.